Wanda Mora was asking about business credit questions. You'd like more information on establishing business lines of credit. How does that happen? First and foremost, Wanda, in order to get access to business lines of credit, you need to have a registered entity with the Secretary of your state or wherever you register your entity for that matter. And you need to have 24 months worth of seasoning behind that entity before you're being taken seriously by current underwriting guidelines. Now, underwriting guidelines can change anytime. So by the time this video is a year old, it's possible that this guideline will be different. However, for right now, 24 months worth of established history in business is a necessary component to getting access to some of the best and most popular business lines of credit. However, by opening an entity and opening up checking and savings accounts, you could certainly get access to some terrific business credit cards. Both of those, in most cases, do not report to your personal credit report. So 24 months in business is key. Beyond that, just to enhance your general application, you're going to want to have an independent phone line for the business versus just a mobile. You're going to want to have an independent address versus your garage. You need to have a website. Social media helps. Most of these questions are being asked on the applications at this point, so you should plan on putting something in there. If your address matches your home address and your phone number matches your mobile, it's hard to take you seriously as a real business. If the bank is considering lending you a serious business development tool, then show up as a serious business. It's not difficult to get any of those things, and for very little money. It doesn't mean going out and get access to brick and mortar office space. It maybe used to mean that, but for the last 15 some odd years, we've been relying on virtual office space as an organization for our lending and borrowing reasons, even though our brick and mortar office space has changed many times. And part of the benefit of having that virtual office space for us, even while having brick and mortar office space, has been that when we do move, we don't have to go back out and change our addresses on everything. It continues to remain the same corporate address that it's been the whole time, except for when that virtual office actually relocated, which was a real pain. Now, with that in mind, that actually works as a perk. I would just use that virtual office address, not a P.O. box, not a P.O. box. You should not be putting a P.O. box on the application. They need to be able to do a Google search. Ours is through Regus. Regus is an actual brick and mortar massive office building where you can actually rent space, but you can pay a small fraction of the price to have access to the receptionist and have them forward your mail. So Regus is a great alternative. It costs something like $65 to $80 per month, depending on how much mail they forward. I would look at virtual office space. I would also be looking at something like voice over IP for business alternative phone lines versus your mobile. Keep in mind that if you're doing something free like Google's voice over IP, they tend to have something that says, please wait while we locate the Google subscriber you're trying to reach. Not a serious business. If you're going to have a serious business, do me a favor, go out there and pay the $5 some odd per month to get the customized voicemail message so that you can actually have a business voicemail. The banks will sometimes call to verify that you are as real as you're claiming to be as it pertains to your business. So those would be the primary techniques to make sure you're positioned well to get access to business capital. Now, the most, I think, obvious follow-up to that is make money. Make money.
You're talking, Matt, just about non-personal guarantee business loans here.
These are still personally guaranteed. The most popular debt weapons that I've gotten that are business capital accounts required personal guarantees.
Almost necessary, especially for newer businesses.
Almost always necessary to personally guarantee the account.
Qualifying them and not the business.
That's exactly right. So 700 plus minimum FICO credit scores are still necessary. We're not avoiding personal credit to get access to business credit. We're relying on personal credit to strengthen our application process with business credit.
On the personal.
Bingo. So 95% of the time, we won't have that trade line show up on our credit. Imagine the power that I have accessing hundreds of thousands of dollars over years of acquisition of money that doesn't report, whereby I can then draw that money, put it in the bank, season it for 2 months, and it becomes an eligible source of down payment funds. It becomes fix-up funds. It becomes vacancy costs. But with 2 months in most cases, and in some 3, of having that money sitting in checking and savings accounts, banks will consider that my money and I can use it to invest with. So by not having it show up on my personal credit reports, it's not affecting my scores and it's not affecting my debt to income ratio, which is how they calculate DTI, is by importing all the trade lines that you're servicing payments for, right?